Look at this dude. No, 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 no.
Okay, here we go.
Nah, I ain't never been with a baddie. She calm, so I added to the tally. Madison button calling her Maddie. Like Max try send me that addy.
Let's get into this hairstyle, my ladies. Part your hair in the middle and then part your hair also on the sides in rectangles. Let's go. Now go ahead and do corners on each side. I didn't show you how to do this because honestly it took me about 3 tries on each side to know how to do this. So I didn't show you. I'm not expert, and truthfully I also need to watch a few tutorials to get the hang of it, you know. The hair that I'm using is some old dermy hair. You don't need a lot. This is one of the simplest hairstyles you ever do. So I've already done the first part to get some practice off camera, only because it's a repetition of exactly what we're about to do right now. Just section off a little bit of your hair, grab your extension and begin to wrap as I am about to do right now. And as you begin to wrap, make sure the extension is laying flat on your hair because you don't want some sort of lumpy appearance everywhere. So be sure to straighten up your hair as you go. Just make sure that it lays flat, nice and flat. I also use some Isoplast gel to help me just flatten out my hair so that it comes out great. This is my first time doing this, so I needed all the help I could get. So if you see any white parts anywhere, that is actually gel. It will dry out, do not worry. Now you can use any kind of braiding hair for this, and if you prefer yarn, please go ahead and use yarn. If you prefer cotton, which is threads, just go ahead and use thread as well. It doesn't matter. You can also use Brazilian wool, which is closer in appearance to braiding hair. So whatever you want, please go ahead and use that. I didn't have enough yarn, so I just used some leftover old braiding hair. Once you reach the end of the wrap, you want to tie it to make sure it's secure. Tie it at least once or twice. Next, we're going to part another section. And with this, you're going to add the first wrap into the middle of the third wrap. And just to keep that wrap in the middle, I do a little braid just to secure it, using only my natural hair holding it in between. I do this to secure the wrap, that's what I'm calling it now. I do this to secure the wrap so that it does not move as I'm reaching for the extension that I need to wrap all of this around. So what we're doing is literally repeating the same step that we just did, and we're going to be repeating this over and over and over again. Well, actually not so many overs because we're almost done. So continue wrapping your hair and wrap all the way until your natural hair is well hidden. And remember to secure the ends by tying. Now part your hair for the first time, grab onto your cornrow because we'll be adding this cornrow to this wrap. Now part your natural hair into 2 and add the second wrap into the middle of this wrap. Now to secure it, I just like to do a little braid. You don't have to. I just do this to make sure that my hair stays put as I reach for the extension that I'm going to be using to wrap around all this hair. You can also use a rubber band to keep it in place, or you can also use a ribbon. It doesn't matter as long as your hair is kept in place as you reach for that extra extension that you're going to be using to wrap around. Now that you've gotten your extension, begin to wrap. This is repetitive. We're doing the same thing again. Remember to wrap, we're using the new extension that you just picked up from down there and not the extension that remained from the last wrap that you just added onto your natural hair. Now if your hair is longer than mine, you will not have a problem doing this, but if your hair is shorter than mine, I have a little trick that you can use to do the exact same thing that we're doing. In case you're wondering, maybe these parts are too big for me, my hair cannot reach from that other side to this other side, do not worry, because my hair also needed some help. As you will see in a minute, I could not get the last wrap to reach the next part. So there's a little trick that I'm about to show you just to make sure that you get your hair to reach the next part in case you want to do big parts like these ones, which is quicker and easier in my opinion. Okay, so once you reach the end, please make sure to secure your ends so that the hair does not move, does not go anywhere. Once you put it in there, it's secure for however long you want to keep the hairstyle. In some parts, like right here, I actually tied it twice, but once it's okay, if you want, you can do twice, it doesn't matter. Now on to the final wrap, guys. We made it! For this one, I noticed my hair was too short to go into the next part, so I did a little braid, and to that I am going to add a little more extension to crochet into there to just make it reach into the last final part. If you can add extension hair onto your natural hair, more power to you. I do not know the first things about fitting braids or any of that thing, so I just make sure to use my crochet and just crochet a little bit of that extension onto my natural hair and then braid that part. Now I'm only braiding the extension that I just added with the natural hair part that I used to crochet in that extension, not the hair that was there before. As you can see, that's left alone. Do not touch it, do not. So that, my friend, is how you extend your natural hair to make sure it reaches the next part. So you basically have no excuse now, okay? This is doable for everybody. Doesn't matter your hair length. Mine is short, you can see. I just proved to you that you can still do this. Next thing, you begin to wrap again, like before. Continue wrapping like nothing happened. Like that's still your hair in there. Just wrap around it, wrap, wrap. Now, as you're wrapping, you want to make sure that you have wrapped just enough to get into the next part. There's no need for you to keep wrapping all the way to the down part. All the way down, it doesn't matter because you're still going to add that into the next part. So just make sure you've wrapped enough to get to the next part. That's all you need. So just grab that part and just do a little quick check to just make sure you are there. Are you there yet? Yes, you are. Okay, then seal that up. We're done here. You do not need to do any more. You guys see how quick and easy this hairstyle is? It's so quick and it's so easy. So for this step, we're going to get both of those and put them into this last part, okay? Just make sure to keep the pattern, the first one first and then the second one second. And now secure that part again and pick up more extension to wrap around that part. For each part, you will notice the parts getting thicker and thicker because you're using more hair. And that's it, sis. You made it this far, the last wrap. Can you believe how easy this is? This is so easy and so beautiful. Look at that. So neat. Ooh. For the other part, we're repeating the exact same steps. Just make sure that the lines are aligned. So you want to make sure that wherever you parted the first time is where you're parting the next time. So you could wear it like this, plain and simple, or you could do this.
Nah, I ain't never been with a baddie. She calm, so I added to the tally. Madison button calling her Maddie. Like Max try send me the addy.
If you'd like to see more beautiful, braidless, gorgeous hairstyles, click on this video and I will see you there.